privilege of introducing our first presenter here for our time together, Mary Francis. I've had the joy, with I know a lot of the rest of you, of working with her over these last couple of years with our Synod's Resiliency for Women in Ministry Affinity Group. So Mary is joining us here in Minnesota from Naperville, Illinois. And I know the grandkids were a good pull to get her to come to Minnesota. So we're glad she was able to be here. She has served 3 congregations in the Chicago area, served as church-wide as the Associate Program Director for New Congregations. That's a really long title. Owned and operated her own yoga studio, and currently has her own coaching and consulting business, Francis Consulting and Coaching. And it's in this capacity that she has been working with our Synod on consulting projects, coaching, and affinity groups. So over the time, I've had the privilege of knowing and working with Mary, so through a computer screen and on the phone, so it's like good to see her full self. Well, kind of. We are still masked, but I have Mary's grace-filled attitude, humor, down-to-earthness, intentionality, and commitment to helping people discover and build their resiliency has been a blessing, especially in the midst of a pandemic. So I'm glad you're able to join us during these days together, and I look forward to the ways you help us engage with the rhythms of grace.
All right. I just have to do that. Is that okay? I'll stand more than 6 feet away from you. Thank you. So thanks, Allie, for that wonderful introduction. It is just great to be here with you all. I had met so many of you online in Zoom meetings, and it's fun to now get to be with you in person and to meet new people, some of you who I haven't encountered yet. Someone asked at dinner, where's Bishop? Well, if you hadn't heard, his son got married this weekend. Yeah, so he just turned it over to me. Usually this is Bishop's time, but he'll be he's going to get here sometime tomorrow if we gave him a little time off. So we are going to do tonight what is called open space technology. Who has heard of open space technology? Awesome, that's great. So this will be a new experience for many of you. So logical about it, but open space is a time where you get to choose what small group conversation you are part of. And the open space has 4 rules. 4 is too many for me to remember, so I always have to look. But it means that 4 rules. Whoever comes are the right people. Whatever happens in your group is what was supposed to happen. Whenever it starts is the right time. Well, that's kind of like right now. And when it's over, it's over. So that's all you have to know, right? Whoever shows up, whatever happens, when it starts, when it's over, it's just the way it is. Okay, and then there's one law, and that is the law of 2 feet, which means that if you are in a group and you are not contributing in a way that is meaningful or gaining something from it, then get up and move. Just go find another group, right? And then there are 2 kinds of insects in open space. There are butterflies. Butterflies could be people that you see maybe walking around or having a conversation in a corner, or they stepped outside for a while, and you just don't know what's going on in that conversation. It could be the most meaningful thing that happens to that person this whole event. So we just know some people are going to be butterflies. And the other insects are bees. And bees, you know how bees are, they flit from one flower to another until they gather what they need with their pollen. So you can be a butterfly, you can be a bee, you can just be. You can just stay in one group the whole time. It's up to you. Now, what are we going to do in these groups? Oh, I'm so glad you asked. All right. That's kind of up to you. So I have 3 topics here that have been at work already. So I put them on the list. So we have prophetic and pastoral preaching. There's some folks who've already been a part of that group. If you want to show up in that group tonight, great. If you don't, you can do something else. Becoming anti-racist and creating a hybrid church. So the whole concept of online and in person. So what we need are some of your ideas. So if you have a thought about what you would like to talk about tonight or in the future, because some of these have been affinity groups. Do you remember affinity groups here in the Synod? And some of these from tonight may become affinity groups. So we just want to see what you want to talk about. So once we get this list filled out as much as it's going to fill out, then you'll see there are numbers, and you'll pick up your chair and go to that place and sit down and have a conversation with people. That's all. That's. I know people had great expectations for me, but I haven't wowed you. We're just gonna talk. You don't want to come after a long Sunday and hear me talk for an hour. You want to talk to each other? You want to talk to each other? I know you do. So that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna take a few moments. This is the awkward part, where I have to stand here and hope that some people come up and write ideas on this board. So, bless you. Right up here. I didn't pay him or anything.
Can we shout it out?
Well, I'll read them all out.
No, if we have an idea, can we shout it out?
You'll just come up and write it out.
Well, let's do it.
Care for creation. All right. So while people are thinking and writing, I just want to share with you that where I saw God at work today, I saw God in our worship tonight. Aside from a Catholic funeral where I was the only person who sang, not intentionally, it was the first group worship that I've been a part of in 18 months. And I've always said there's nothing like listening to pastors sing. So thank you for feeding my heart tonight. It was beautiful. Okay. Laser-like focus on Jesus in programming ministry. Afghan refugee situation, creative ministry. Look at this rural. Stewardship. Okay, anybody else? I got 8, I got 2 left. 2 spots left. Number 9, number 9, going number 9, number 9. Take number 9. All right. So, unless you, sir, are you coming up here to write on the board? All right, well, we'll go with 8 because that's the way open space works, right? That it starts when it starts, it ends when it ends. Oops, we have 1 more. 2 more. All right. Oh, I thought we were going to do a dancing with this here.
Figure out how to make it not vulgar.
Loving the people who make you crazy. Some people may want to go to that. And confirmation. difficult part is moving. Okay, so let me just go through this once more. Number one. So number one, over here, if you want to talk about balancing prophetic and pastoral preaching, you go over there. If you want to talk about becoming anti-racist, that's number two. Number three, creating a hybrid church. Number four, care for creation, back there. Number five, laser-like focus on Jesus in programmatic ministry. Number six, Afghan refugee situation. Number seven, creative ministry. Number eight, rural stewardship. Number nine, loving the people who make you crazy. And number 10, confirmation. So, these chairs are hooked together, but they come apart really easily. So, let's see, it is 8 o'clock. We are going to go for 40 minutes. So, and then we'll mill back together here. You don't have to bring your chairs back, but we'll mill back in this room for some closing comments. Someone write down ideas that happen on the big piece of paper and the names of people in the group. Okay? So, go. Talk amongst yourselves.
I think I feel the back row calling.
Okay, so, what was that? Good conversations? Not this time, not this time. So, here's what's going to happen with this. I'm going to collect all those pieces of paper that you wrote on, and then I'm going to stalk you. But either myself or the bishop or someone from the Synod office will reach out to you and ask if you want to be part of a group that continues the conversation. Because we are kind of renewing the affinity groups, and so we'll see where the energy is to keep that kind of thing going. So thank you so much for all of your participation. You guys were great and jumped in, and I heard a lot of great conversations going on. It certainly seemed that who was there were the right people, and now it's over. So, so that's also part of open space, right? When it's over, it's over. So Christina has a few announcements, and I'll be around the next few days if you have any questions. Feel free to connect with me.
Yeah, welcome everyone! Yay, we're here! So exciting. I love seeing more than just here up of you all. And it's so nice to see your faces, your names, and skin and all that stuff. So I just thank you all for coming and for being here, and for taking our COVID protocols seriously, so we can hopefully be safe. I've been praying really, really hard about that. So me and the person upstairs hopefully have a good pact about that. I'm going to introduce Pastor Keith Pearson. I thought there he is. He is part of our Synod staff, and I'll just let him, because his region keeps growing, so I don't want to get anything wrong.
Thanks, Chris. Yeah, I'm Keith Pearson. I am the regional gift planner for this area, and I'm free to you, free resource to you. I like to use that word a lot, I'm free. I'm not easy, but I'm free. I do work with congregations on things like endowment plans, gift policies.
I'm just giving you a 2 thumbs up.
All right, thank you. Yeah, I've been working with a lot of you already. Some of you are even colleagues from when I was in a parish years ago that have transferred up this direction. Anyway, long story short, I'm a resource to you. I can help you with all those endowment plan sort of things. Also, helping your members put together gift plans to include you in the will or in their estate plan, or to give you through non-cash giving. Quick question, by a show of hands, how many of you have either heard this or even uttered the words yourselves, but Pastor, the church is also a business? Come on, you've heard it, yes. It's a lie. And it bugs me every time I hear that, because we're not, I've been in business too. I was 20 years in business before I became a pastor, and the church is nothing like a business, right? And that's serious. I mean, we are more like other nonprofits. And there are a ton of things that we can learn from other nonprofits the churches just aren't really geared to do, and I can help you with that. So, give me a call. I've got a booth over in the dining hall. Stop and see me there. Catch me in the hallways or whatever here. I'd love to talk to you. We can expand on this more. Chris said I only get 2 minutes, and I probably used more than that already. So, thanks.
Is Lou-Ann still here? There she is! Yay! Lou-Ann Ferguson with the Mission Investment Fund.
Thank you. It's really good to be here with you. It's good to see you. I'm glad you've made it this far in the pandemic. I think that's a huge accomplishment, and I'm just really glad that you're here and that you're serving in our church. Thank you also to the congregations who have investments with the Mission Investment Fund, because that's how we fund the building loans. And so if you're looking for some improvements on your building or wondering how you can better set yourself up for hybrid ministry and hybrid worship, something like that. I'm not an expert in hybrid, but I'm an expert in helping you finance it, whatever you decide it is. But anyway, thank you for allowing me to be here with you today. Have a wonderful time. Enjoy connecting with your colleagues, and may God bless you.
Thank you.
Luann also has a table in the dining hall as well. A couple of things tomorrow morning will be breakfast, 8:30 to 9:15, and then we'll be back in here at 9:30 to be with Trey Everett. Is he still back there? Can you give a wave? Trey got here this evening and is going to be with us tomorrow. And we are going to be done here in a moment. There is a reception in the dining hall because it's starting to rain. And so it was spinning. And so if we asked, since we'll be probably inside, that you keep your mask on unless you're actually consuming the beverages or the food that we have, that Melberg's bookstore has provided. Tonight, Melberg's has a pop-up shop down in the program center, which is also known as, I call it the gym building. And so it's right down there to my right, left. It's been a long day. That's left for me. But it's down there. They'll be here through tomorrow, and then they're going to pack up tomorrow night. So tonight's reception is sponsored by Melberg's. There's some wine, cheese, grapes, and lots of non-alcoholic beverages. And we'll have that going on in the dining hall until 10 tonight. Is there anything else you need? All right, go in peace.